So this is Ascension. Let me tell you, every stage of this journey is not what we expect. Tonight I'm going to be leaving the greatest teaching I've ever left, and I'm leaving a warning that you don't want to hear this. So I suggest that you think about it prior to you listening to this teaching tonight, because it can't be undone. Really think about it. And if you choose to listen to this teaching tonight, then you got to go all the way to the end of this lesson. And I'm going to say things that some people will never understand. So prior to me beginning, I want you to really think about it, because you don't want to hear it. And I understand the magnitude of this teaching. So if you choose to listen moving forward, that's your free will. Every stage it's never what we expected. And the final stage of Ascension, that final piece, is I am. It's the final stage of Ascension. It is I am. And it will cost you everything. You're already here, so by the end of this lesson, you're going to understand everything. The final stage of Ascension costs you everything. When you choose to take the Ascension journey and you start to, in the beginning, move along, and you tell God, show me the truth no matter what the cost. Last year, I left a message, how God reveals the truth to you. And once God reveals the truth to you, it could never be undone. You don't want none of this tonight. Make sure, because you can't undo it. It cannot be undone. You will learn in Ascension, and if you are now here, you're going to make it all the way to the end now. Everyone's turned off. It's your free will that you're here. And we're going to get all the way down to the nitty-gritty of why we went on this journey. There is only one reason. When you take the true Ascension journey and you get that last piece and you go up another octave, is where I sit tonight. And you realize that I am is the only thing that is real. And everything, absolutely everything in the outer world, everything is fake. And once you hit this octave, and once you realize that there is only I am, this can't be undone. And you're going to realize that everything, every attribute of this matrix construct, as we go through this lesson, you're going to understand why you become the most powerful being. And this overwhelming feeling that goes through you. And it's not what you expect. You know, some people, they come across Mandela effects. And if you've seen something and you see something in the reality, and you say, wait, this reality is fake? Everything. Every last thing. Things are kept in the darkness. There is illusions everywhere. And the reason for the illusions being kept in the darkness is because you need an observer. Hold that thought. Everything is fake. There are situations that play out in your life that are fake. There are things that are fake. And you thought you're on this journey. If you're this far into this message and you thought there's got to be something real in this world, in the outer world, there's got to be a spark of life. There's got to be something different. There's got to be something real. And you go through stages and stages and stages. And then you realize there's fake people. Entities or a situation come into a different person, carrying out a script. It's not even real. And all of these things, all of these little puppeteers, you're already here, so don't go anywhere. You're already here. All these puppeteers, I got to speak tonight. All these puppeteers that aren't real, the soulless ones, soulless. They are utilizing everything that is fake on the consciousness scale. It's 7 years. It took me 7 years to confirm this. 7 years for tonight. 7 years. It took me to confirm this tonight. There is only I am. Because your emotions, anything else, absolutely anything else, can be used to get you to move. The scale of consciousness. You thought about certain things, but all of these things were fake. Gotta hydrate. It took me 7 years to confirm this. Some of you are familiar with the Hawkins scale of consciousness. And tonight I'd like to break this down, simplify it. And this is what true ascension actually is. And when you go through your life, you are going to realize that the only thing that is real is I am. And everything else, everything below I am, everything below the truth, everything below Christ, everything below it is part of the illusion. Everything is fake. Sometimes on the bottom of the chart, we've been sharing for years, the fear, the guilt, the shame is fake. Reason, acceptance, courage, pride, it's all fake. You wanted peace, bro. You wanted love, bro. They are fake. Peace is fake. Love is fake. Tonight, I could share that this is all part of the illusion. There was a man, David Goggins. Now I understand, and we will understand that your peace could be taken away at any moment, at any part of this consciousness scale, because the reality is about consciousness. That's why you are on this video tonight. You made the decision. You're here. Absolutely everything below I am. Every little thing that is in the outer world, absolutely everything is fake. Everything is fake. It is the illusion. This is not going away, and it brings you, we'll go full circle. But once you realize this, it brings you your peace. And this is ascension. You know, I walked for several hours in my evening walk tonight. And I filled out this chart. I filled out this chart prior to me starting to walk. And I filled out what is the only thing that is real, which is I am. And I wrote Christ, light, and truth. And I walked all night. And I said there needs to be one word, one thing that has to go there. What could we put there? Respect. Respect. Absolutely everything is fake. Your peace could be shattered. Your love is an illusion. You could reason, you could accept things, but they're fake. You could have courage, you could have pride. You got to fear, guilt, and shame. But they are all part of the illusion. And for true ascension, the final stage is realizing that there is only I am. You know, we all see a lot that is in the outer world. Things that don't make sense. Things that are backwards. And when you start to realize that nothing is sacred anymore, you know, you might be someone that went on this journey. And you knew, you know, the money, the materialistic things, and you start weeding things out. And then you get down that you thought that there was something in the outer world. You think this, and you could think this, and it will never go away. But there is only I am. And when you realize that even people aren't real, Hilux. When you see too much, you can't unsee. There is nothing outside of you, absolutely nothing. When you reach this point of the final stage of ascension, there is a numbness, there is a disconnect from all emotions. Nothing, there's nothing, because nothing matters. This is a void like you've never experienced before, but it does bring you peace. Every emotion has been severed. There's absolutely nothing, because nothing is real. Absolutely nothing is real. And you're going to get to this place, and you're going to get to this place, and you're going to go through your whole life, and you're going to say that everything out there, absolutely everything out there, is fake. And it's going to get you to that place where you finally can let go. You finally let go. Because there's nothing. There is nothing to latch onto. There is nothing outside of you that completes you. There is nothing outside of you that is sacred. People, things, and situations are all part of the matrix. But that last stone is realizing I am. There's nothing else but I am. There's nothing. If you are sealed in the forehead, I think over the years, you know, some people don't realize the importance of the full armor of God. They don't realize the importance of the seal in the forehead. Literally everything is fake. And any one of those emotions on that consciousness scale that is below the line of truth, absolutely anything can be used to manipulate you, to get you off course, to move you. But then you get to the place and you say, there's nothing to do. There's nothing. And it brings inner peace because you finally can let go. When you start your ascension journey, you begin to ascend and you kind of get to levels and layers. There is no nice, there is no good, there is no evil, in a sense, that's outside of you. There is absolutely nothing that's outside of you. You are the creator of the reality. And there is absolutely nothing in the outer world, in the exterior world. Forwards, backwards, live, evil, good, bad, up, down. What is truthful? Nothing. Let me tell you straight right now. There is not one person. Everyone's tuned off. Everyone's tuned off by now. There was no guru. There was no one. There was no reader. There was nothing that knew anything. Everyone was wrong. On my journey, I could sit here tonight and I can say to everyone that I was the only one that knew. The only one. No one knew anything because everything else was an illusion. And you gotta go to the truth. What is the truth? What is going on? Because you need to understand, you need an observer. People are seeing this play out right now. This did not play out linear. This played out quantum. This played out quantum for tonight. For example, there might be people that hear this tonight and they're not going to like me because it's triggering. But for those that truthfully get it, to you, I might be your hero. Finally, someone spoke the truth. It's the top of the scale. It's the top of the scale. And there's nothing else. And you can't go back. So where I sit tonight and I do it in the feeling. So it's truthful. So it's authentic. Not an NPC bot. Not a robot. Not a Heilig. This is a soul. Do you get it? This is a soul. Feel it. Feel what I have to present if you're still here. You feel it. There ain't nothing out there. There's nothing out there. There's not a spark of anything that is outside the Sacred Heart. Sometimes you see the depictions of Jesus Christ and you see the fire, the flames. You see the halo around the head, the seal in the forehead. You better get with it. You better realize this because this ain't going away. If you made it to this part of the message, you have everything. And it's a simple thing. There is only I am. There is a magnitude of peace that comes from this. I haven't had peace in years. And in a sense tonight, being disconnected from everything, knowing that everything is fake, there is a peace that comes of this. And I don't have to do anything. Moving forward, I don't have to do anything. The point of this was to let go. And this is my receipt as I tell the community. I still have the lesson plan and the video still on the channel page. This is my receipt, signed the Archangel Michael. You teach the truth. You move forward with the truth. If you made it to this part, this is what I leave you. And I'll sit with it. And it's freeing. It's very freeing to not care, to let go. This is the quantum. I really can share with everyone, not one part of this journey is what we expect. Not one part of it. Not one part of this journey is what we expect, but we had to get to that place of I am. And anything below truth is an illusion. Anything, anyone, anywhere. You'll see how this played out. The outer world had to come to an end because there's nothing that is salvageable. Nothing. There is only I am. And this is the teaching that I could leave for everyone. If you made it to the end, you got it. So I love you. I appreciate you. And it's free. Every part of the Ascension journey, people have watched me for 7 years. It's about your freedom. Nothing is good in this world. Backwards situations, you've seen them. I've seen everything I needed to see. And every level and layer. Today, I am a better teacher today than I was yesterday. I told you one of one. There is no one of one. The answer is 0 point. Zero point. That's the answer. I love you if you made it here. And I leave this to the world. Do with it as you want. And I know some people will love it. And, if you made it to the end of this, there's a reason why you made it to the end of this. So I love you, and we'll see where I head now. All right. I'll see you guys. I love you very much. Bye for now.